What's up, beautiful Aries friends? How are you, my darlings? Hope everything is going well. Welcome to my channel, The Intuitive Teacup. That is me. You are Aries, and we are going to do your tarot love spread. This is going to be roughly from mid-February into mid-March. As always, guys, here on YouTube, general messages is what I am spinning out for you in this reading. That means more than likely, not everything I say is going to resonate with you. Pieces and parts of it very likely will if you associate with the sign Aries strongly. If you're cross-watching on an Aries, these messages may actually be for you. It's up to you all, you beautiful viewers out there, to come into this reading with an open heart and an open mind. Ultimately, I'm going to ask you to please only take away those messages that serve you in some capacity, that resonate with you first and foremost, that inspire you, that motivate you, that confirm something you needed or wanted to hear, or that enlighten you to a new idea that helps you in your spiritual path. That is what I do here. Everything about this video is going to be written in the description box below. That is going to include the decks I am using here today. We got some tarot of sexual magic going on, as well as my social media channels. That's all written down for you in the comment box, or the description box rather. I'm the Intuitive Teacup on Instagram, Facebook, and .com. Check out my website if you want to learn more about me, about my tarot path, if you want to book a reading, all that fun stuff. It's written in the description box below. Bottom of your deck is looking real good. You got the Star card and the Lovers card. So a love that is healing, a love that like engulfs you and wraps you in its arm, potentially with a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. And then you have the Knight of Wands, the Knight of Swords, so another card of Gemini. Although, you have two cards of Gemini with the Lovers and the Knight of Swords. So at minimum, nights bring change and movement into our life. So forward movement to close out some sort of cycle. It actually may involve revisiting the past with a Capricorn, or an Aquarius for that matter. Or it could have been someone you met in Capricorn season, and now that we're in Aquarius season, it's time to like wrap that up and move towards whatever it is that you really want. Something about that, there's been some delay or pause, and one or both of you, your person, may have had some sort of anxiety or fear about trying to move things forward, to take it to the next level, or to profess new love to you, right? It could be someone that you haven't dated before. But yeah, I mean, most of these cards are really positive. The Devil card is coming up, which could simply indicate a Capricorn. But for those of you who that doesn't resonate, you do have some cards coming in order here. On the Fool's Journey, it goes the Devil, being stuck, bondage, addictions, toxic behavior, obsession, codependency. And there can be a lighter version of those things, right? It doesn't have to be end of the world. But ultimately, being in sort of a darker headspace, that's when the universe comes in. They usher in the Tower, and it's kind of like the bitch slap, if you will, of the tarot deck. It's a bit like, wake up, Aries, like we got to get away from like this devil toxic energy, and to be clear, the devil exists within all of us. It's our darker side of our nature, the darker side of our personalities, our shadow self, and then the light version, right? We all have that. We're human, right? So it's like beating your own devil, beating your own streak of temptation to go into like lower vibrational thinking or acting on impulses that really don't serve you. There may have been some sort of mistake you made specifically regarding a relationship in the past where you weren't giving all that you could to it, or you let something go that you regret because you just weren't in a place where you could support that friendship, that romance, that whatever. Or something about, there may have been a little bit of third party shit. Potentially, it doesn't have to be on your end. But anyway, some sort of illumination or epiphany came in with the Tower that you may lose this person forever, and they're actually the person you love. So there is a need to go back and heal what went wrong or what didn't work. And that doesn't have to be in a group situation. The Star typically is very much a card of healing and restoring one's own health. It's like hitting reset to focus on the important things in your life, because ultimately the Tower does indicate some sort of like chaos or destruction. Again, there's lesser versions. The severity of this Tower is going to be different for everyone. But yeah, going through some major changes, some major upheaval in your life, hitting reset and recognizing, okay, where do I want to allocate my time now? Now that I'm out of like this negative or toxic headspace or a negative relationship, now that I've set that free and I'm focusing on myself, where is it that I want to rebuild? Who do I want to allow into my life, into my energy, into my soul tribe? Yeah, the card of Judgment is coming up with reciprocity. So it's going back to revisit either who you're going to give your time to, who you're going to give your love to, or vice versa, who no longer serves you, who can you cut off? Like something about rebalancing the scales, hitting reset. Some of you might be dealing with a Libra, which is your divine counterpart, Aries and Libra. So yeah, that may play a part in this, but You're still spying on a Pisces, some of you. A Pisces or a Cancer. Or there's that person in your life that you want to fully embrace and walk towards. But yeah, you do have a little bit of hang-ups on someone in the past who burned you. They didn't give back to you in a relationship. And so, yeah, there's apprehension to move forward towards who or what you love. There's a little bit of anxiety there. But yeah, some of you are very sexually passionate or excited about a Cancer. And that may have involved a tower moment of some kind, especially if one or multiple people weren't necessarily committed to each other or it wasn't established as being exclusive. There's a lot of characters in this right now. And I mean, you have tons of major arcana. You have the High Priestess, which is a card of Cancer. You have Judgment twice. That's what I mean. It's like two people are having to go back and revisit the past, and it's almost like make a better judgment call, make a better assessment of how to move forward, how to potentially heal or repair or fix what was destroyed. Or if it's not heal it and fix it, it's like make peace with it and release it so that you're no longer having to give to like a tapped resource, a tapped well. Like if it's emotionally void, why are you still holding on to that negativity or those dark thoughts? For a lot of you, Cancer and Capricorn is playing a very, very key role in this. You have Queen of Pentacles and the Devil card, both cards of Capricorn here. And then you have High Priestess. And why was I saying Cancer? Oh, there she is. Okay, there's the High Priestess. And maybe Aquarius. Gemini is here too with the Lovers. It's choosing who you want to share your life with. Yeah, you have multiple cards of Gemini too, so it might be a Gemini Cancer cusper that you're dealing with. Okay, anyway, let's hop into your actual reading. You do have Knight of Swords twice though. Two Geminis, a twin. Are you a twin, Aries? Is your girlfriend, your boyfriend, do they have a twin? Do you look like them? Was there like a twin flame connection and now you're off to find your actual soulmate? Yeah, there may have been some sort of relationship because there is I hate to say third party because that makes it sound like there's cheating and backstabbing and secret. It's not necessarily that. With the High Priestess, there is secrets that need to come to the surface regarding the actual emotions that need to be expressed here. There's a lot that you're holding back, withholding. You haven't, something about the judgment call. A lot of you literally want to make a call or text that person you've been thinking about, but anxiety is getting the best of you because you think they've moved on with someone else. In fact, you may actually know that they're actually dating or seeing someone else. And so it's giving you hesitation on moving forward, but there's a part of you that is very much like, I need to tell them that they're my person and that I screwed up and that I should have put more work into the relationship. There is a little bit of regret here, regret or guilt about needing to treat somebody better than you did, and even in a much smaller scale, even if you haven't broken up with this person, you may just kind of hit like a plateau or a difficult time in your relationship where it's like hitting reset is going to be good and like revive the relationship. It's going to heal whatever needs to be healed in this. Some of you want to make a Capricorn or a Cancer your wife. You want to move forward with that and like commit to each other once and for all. Because you may have had multiple lovers, but you've come to realize they're the stable one in your life, particularly the Capricorn. And it's not to say that if that makes sense, that Capricorn isn't perfect. They've had their fair share of baggage or toxic behaviors. But again, something about a karmic relationship. You both are walking away with tremendous lessons that have progressed you forward. So yeah, it's almost like you met and then maybe there was a tower moment. And I sense that it put a wedge in a relationship, but it may come full circle with double judgment cards. Even if you two knights went off in your opposite directions, both Knight of Swords, Gemini energy. That's why I'm saying this whole twin flame thing. It's almost like you do end up finding your way back to each other at minimum to make peace with what happened. Something about let's call a spade a spade. Let's address the elephant in the room. Let's talk about that thing that we never talked about. This is the thing you never talked about. The toxic behavior and the tower moment. Something that it contributed to the downfall of this relationship. It may have been third-party shit. I'm just going to put it out there. You do have the Lovers and the Devil, which is sort of the higher vibration. In the Devil card of Capricorn, is always shown the Lovers, right? And then Lovers, again, a card of Gemini. So much Gemini energy here. The idea of someone being two-faced, not saying what they're actually feeling, and it's not two-faced of being someone who necessarily stabbed you in the back. For some, again, the level of severity is going to differ a little bit, but yeah, somebody who said something but didn't mean it, you know, said something in haste that really put a wedge in the relationship. Someone who didn't say the thing they needed to say, and now, yeah, there's like a longing to heal it. There's a longing or a regret of I just keep wanting to claim that person as yours. It might be a little bit codependent, but the thing is, I'm sensing that there's been time apart, or there's been a wedge in a relationship. Someone wants to like respark the match here, to get the magic back, to get the fire back. This is your card, or one of your cards, Aries, right? The fire suit. There's not a lot of fire here. There's not a lot of passion. There's a lot of earth energy, which to me is saying like it's time to heal it, as well as sword energy to communicate about the healing, the rebuilding that needs to be done. I just keep getting you're spying on your person, Aries, particularly if it's a Pisces or a Cancer. You're worried that you're going to lose them to someone else. There may be competition for the person that you're in love with. Yeah, very interesting. So your energy is presenting as interesting. The Lovers with 3 people in it, so options, choices, and romance. On one side of it, there is heartbreak and disappointment, a 3. And then on the other side, there is happiness and celebration and reunion, another 3. And it's so funny. It's like 3 and 3 make the 6. The Lovers card is there. So the number 3 or 6, particularly 3 though, the number 3 is significant to some of my Geminis out there. You are the 3rd house of the zodiac, the communication. So it's interesting. If it's not 2 people, it's bridging the gap between not communicating the feelings. That is sort of what's going to like bring this awkwardness back together, what's going to heal a relationship. Again, Gemini, Libra, and a card of Cancer are playing a very prominent role in this. So let's see, Aries. You may have your pick of the litter. You may have a couple options. Or actually, I don't know, for most of you, though, it actually feels like you're fearing that your person has caught eyes for someone else, and that is bringing you great stress, heartbreak, anxiety, thinking that you could lose this person. The 3 of Cups can definitely be reunions, coming together. Past life relationship, you have known each other before. Yeah, there's a deepness to the connection you had, particularly with a water sign. Some of you may be detaching from a Gemini or an air sign, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, to go after a water sign, or something about that may be involved in your situation. A Cancer or a Pisces very much is playing into this. You may have had a one-night stand with a Libra, but your heart is in it for a Cancer or a Pisces. Yeah, deception, something about wearing a false mask. It's not as heavy as this card makes it sound, but it's someone who wasn't forward with the truth, with their feelings. It's someone who chose to withhold information, right? The High Priestess, where is she? The Secret Keeper, because they weren't ready to say how they really felt. They weren't in a place where they were ready to full-on commit and devote themselves to working on this relationship. Yeah, someone needed to like sow their wild oats, sow their seeds. Someone wasn't ready for the seriousness that this relationship would have required of them in the past. But as I said, if there was a severing, somebody comes back around to realize, particularly with a Cancer or a Taurus, that they are ready to commit. They're ready to commit to the Queen of Cups, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. The Hierophant is a card of marriage, commitment, spirituality, traditionalism. So particularly if you, I don't mean to assume anything. Feel free to swap the roles if it fits your circumstance. But if you, Aries, being that fire sign, being that wild one who needs lust and passion and adventure, you are sort of presenting as the Knight of Wands, someone who wasn't ready to commit and needed to go out and kind of like experience the world a little bit, see the world, get some experiences under your skin in your life, have some adventure. This is like my Indiana Jones night. You weren't ready to settle down with someone who very much feels like wifey energy, even if you are female, because it could be same-sex partnership. The reason I'm saying wifey in particular is because you have Capricorn, Queen of Pentacles, the mom card, as well as the Queen of Cups, as well as High Priestess, Cancer, the mothers of the zodiac. This is someone who, even if they are male, even if it is a male Capricorn or male Cancer, they rule the home. There's something very safe and serene and gentle about their nature. They're not risk takers. They're not traditionally up for like that wild night on the town and tons of adventures. Yes, of course, they like to have fun, but there's something, it's just very chill with them. Even if you were dealing with a Libra, it was almost like they were a safety net for you when you would go off and have wild antics with people. They were always the friends you would come back home to and want to talk about it. They were like a healer in your life. Male or female, there's almost a parental type vibe to them where it's like they wrap you in their arms, their angel wings, and kind of nurse you back to health. So flat out, I'm going to say it, Aries, no offense, this could also be your person. There may be daddy or mommy issues here in terms of not getting the love that you needed as a child, particularly if you have strong Virgo in your chart. Something about because you weren't loved the way you wanted to be loved or needed to be loved as a child, you look to this person for that very gentle, nurturing, kind, I do almost want to say non-sexual love. It feels a little bit platonic. And so maybe you never viewed this person in a light that was, again, like long-term, I'm going to commit to you. It felt like someone who, like nursed you back to health and sent you off out into the world, only that person had feelings for you, but maybe at the time it wasn't matched, or with the Hierophant, you just weren't ready to commit to it. There's my Hierophant. Now it seems like with Judgment coming up in both of your spreads here, again, there's a coming back around, because I think a lot of my Aries realize that they do want to commit to someone who has long-term potential. It's almost like that stability they provided to you. You miss that. You want that. And it's almost like you need that. But it's shaky because you're still not certain you can offer it back to them. So it's a little bit messy. There's kind of a lot going on here. But anyway, let's look at your person. Let's see where they are at. Something about a Pisces. Pisces is important here as well. Some of you are worried that you're going to lose your Cancer to a Pisces or your Cancer to another Capricorn. A lot of those roles are very prominent. There's a lot of people here, flat out. There's a lot of people in this spread here. Another card of Capricorn, you have the Devil coming up, so your person could literally be a Capricorn, and that's all fine and good. A Capricorn who's well endowed, no less. Look at that. Damn. All right. Then you also have, the Magician. So Virgo and Gemini energy, as well as the Ten of Wands. Yet trying to fight for your attention, Aries, was exhausting to this person. They felt like you didn't see them. They also felt like they couldn't be themselves with you, because what's interesting is they understood that you had a wild streak in you. You needed to go and sow your oats and, again, like Indiana Jones, go on action adventures. And this person may have faked it for a while, but eventually they just came to the realization, I just heard, I'm only me. I can only be who I am. And I'm sorry, I don't want to be, the counterpart to Indiana Jones. But it's almost like they had to look themselves in the mirror, and they recognized when they were with you, they weren't being honest with themselves. They did have to sort of wear a mask or perform to try and be who they thought you wanted them to be. But it wasn't authentically them. And there may have been a conversation where they tried to get very real with you and vulnerable, and you just weren't hearing it, or something about a brick wall. They weren't able to penetrate through the brick wall. They were trying to communicate it, but ultimately, something fizzled here. That was the Tower moment. Somebody with the Devil card was too stuck in their head. They were too stubborn, particularly if someone has a lot of Taurus in their chart. They didn't want to hear the preachings, the spoken word. They weren't at a place where they were ready to handle it and maybe swallow some very difficult truths. And so what I'm getting is you guys went in opposite directions. As I said, I think it's coming back around, but it seems like there was absolutely a wedge in this relationship. Your person is still carrying the weight of this relationship around with them because they have confidence issues. They still sometimes feel like they're never enough, and this person might be a Gemini, they constantly waver between wanting to perform, an element of performance. They may be an actress or a model or something where literally their job is to put makeup on or wear a costume, or something about that is important here. And in metaphor, they have trouble separating the real version of themselves versus trying to please people around them and be who the crowd wants them to be. Your person may be in the spotlight or even famous, in some capacity. They've lost sense of themselves. And it's almost like they met you during the crux of this, like, what is the term? They had some sort of meltdown or / epiphany. What is the term? It's like everything they thought to believe to be true about themselves was sort of flipped on its head. There's a term for that. I hope you guys know what I'm talking about. So in a way, this was very much a karmic partnership, a twin flame relationship, because they walked away with a tremendous amount of knowledge about themselves and things they wanted to work upon, things they wanted to build upon. I'm definitely being drawn to these cards again. High Priestess, Queen of Cups. I almost said Capricorn of Pentacles. So Capricorn, Cancer, Pisces, huge in this spread. But they are still carrying the weight and the heavy lessons they learned from being with you. And it's not to say that they don't miss you. I think they do. They miss being physically intimate with you. They definitely miss the sex. They fantasize about being with you still, but they also feel like you don't see them. They feel like they could never be enough for you because the personalities here are so different. I don't know if that's going to land for everyone, but this person may be significantly younger than you and very, I'm getting like fairy energy, very like light and sweet and cute. Very, as I was saying, if not platonic, because a lot of you feel like there may have been some sex involved here, but there's a duality, especially if they are a Gemini, where it's like they present as like the sweet, cute housewife, right? Or again, translate it to the male version, whatever, gender doesn't matter. But on the inside, there's a lot of like sexual, lusty energy. There's duality here, and so that's what I mean. This identity crisis. That was the word I was trying to circle around. This person is still trying to figure out who they are. Meeting you was a very mixed bag of experiences for them because there's qualities they admired and loved about you, but it's almost like when they tried to be someone that they weren't, there's a lot of confusion. There was a lot of cloudiness there. Again, Pisces. I'm being drawn to say Pisces. This person may have lacked the sexual experience that you wish they had had. And it's not to say that they don't enjoy sex or like sex, just to be very clear. They absolutely do. They fantasize about you quite a bit, Aries. But yeah, there may have been even like an awkward moment in bed where you asked them to do something or vice versa. I'm just going to leave it at that. There may have been an awkward moment in bed that contributed to like the tower moment that happened between you. Something uncomfortable may have happened and it made them want to like hide. Very much Cancerian energy, want to like retreat into their shell, close out the world because they were embarrassed. Getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. Yeah, that's coming up in your person's category. They do have the High Priestess kind of in their section. Very, again, Cancerian energy, Pisces energy. You didn't see the full picture. Neither one of you did. You may have had options as well. And now that it's like you went to pursue those, I think you're worrying that your person may have other options. It still feels like there is a bond where at minimum you guys think about each other. Somebody is definitely thinking like sexual thoughts about the other person. But yeah, there is a lot, especially on your person's part, there is a lot of heartbreak and pain because they felt like they disappointed you, like they weren't enough. But also you disappointed them because it does feel like you were the one to call it quits, to pursue and chase something else, Aries. So what's between you? You have the Ace of Pentacles, all right, a seed from which you can grow and build upon. The Five of Pentacles, so the potential for growth that was abandoned, I think that already happened. And then you have the Three of Swords again. So you have that on your side. So yeah, a disturbance in the heart, wounding of the heart. Sadness, sorrow, depression, pain, heartbreak. It's a tricky energy of what's between you. Someone absolutely feels slighted. Again, you can reverse the roles. For my cross watchers, I may be talking to you when I say Aries or vice versa. Somebody threw in the towel and decided to call it quits, and the other person feels very much abandoned and going through some sort of hardship. But the thing is, you both are. I think, Aries, you chose to invest your time with someone else or in something else. Maybe it was a job, a career, whatever, away from this person who Maybe they were too clingy or too safe. That's what I get. You saw them as very like, yeah, like maybe later down the line when I'm ready to settle down, they're like, you know, husband material or wife material, but they don't feed that like passion or that wild streak that I'm really like kind of into right now. And so, yeah, they felt slighted. And again, third party stuff is coming up here a little bit, especially with a Libra. Somebody in this situation may have been a musician. And because of that, they may have met people through their line of work, you know, concerts, playing gigs, whatever, you know, something at work where other people were trying to climb up the social ladder, the corporate ladder, but also almost feed off of their fame or their talent. This person may, if they're a music teacher, they may have been involved with a student. Or just that they had a lot of eyes on them, and so there were options in terms of romance and dating available to them that the other person didn't see coming, so it was kind of a shock. I don't know, if there was a conversation about cheating or seeing other people, yeah, it just, there was definitely a wedge here. The seed that you guys had started to nurture together, it got cracked. Something about the spilling of the heart, messy emotions. Somebody cried a lot because of this. Both of you, maybe. Again, a card of Pisces. A Pisces may have been the wedge in this relationship if you were dealing with, I don't know, another Cancer or a Libra or something. What's between you currently is a Pisces or the moon. Secrets, illusion. Also, I will say fantasies, dreaming about each other. Yeah, something about musicians and music. You may hear lyrics and think about this person, vice versa. If this person is a songwriter or a lyricist, they write songs about you, or poetry about you, or something about that. Why is the moon coming up here for my Aries? Why is the moon presented here for Aries? Yeah, you were both still caught up in the past. You were both still thinking about this. This was a soulmate connection. There was something about this that, again, I'm being called to say it was very sweet and innocent. You may have judged this person too quickly, thinking that the lust, the sexual passion wasn't there. And I'm just getting that's not true, but this person takes time to open up. They're still figuring out what it is that they like and what they don't like. And so if you would ask them to do something and they were hesitant to try it, it's not that they never would. They were sort of kind of mentally wrapping their head around it. Especially if they're a water sign, it takes them time to understand how they feel about it. They don't act on the same instincts, the same kind of drive and motivation, almost like kinetic energy, like I'm getting electricity coming out of a wire. You, Aries, that fire that you just feel it, and so you go on your instincts, that is what guides you through life. This person is probably not a fire sign. I can almost absolutely say that for most of you. Yeah, it was something very opposite when it came together. There were pieces of it that were beautiful, but there were absolutely like puzzle pieces you were trying to fit together that just wouldn't go. And so, yeah, you were both called to go down your own spiritual path and explore things independently. But again, something about it comes around again. What's between you is still dreaming about the past. You know, first and foremost, that's what I get from this. All right, let's throw a romance angel down. So currently, where's this standing? That flew right out. Playfulness. To recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit or fun to shine. Cool. I like that one. Let's look at your final advice or guidance for my Aries. Let's see. 8 of Swords. Yeah, someone is very much stuck in their head, a mental prison, letting their thoughts overpower their ability to move forward on something. To be honest, it kind of feels like both of you a little bit. Hermit mode, so internal knowledge, seeking how you feel on the inside, letting that internal light, your little lantern, your wisdom guide you. The light that emanates from yourself, your internal guidance system, your wisdom, your faith, your spirituality, your heart, your emotions, letting your light shine, it's going to lead you to bigger and better things. And that lantern ends up being the star in your sky, that candle or that light within your lantern. It becomes something bigger. It's something, again, something about growth. This may involve a Taurus in some capacity. And then you have the Ace of Wands. So as I said earlier on, wanting to re-spark the match, like relight it, get that energy and that passion back, it feels like it does come back, but you both need to understand how to free yourself from your own dark thoughts. It feels like independently you're being asked to heal yourselves so that when you bring this relationship back together, it's more advantageous to both of you because you're both starting with like a clean slate. You're both very like vibing high. You're taking care of your health, your mind, your body, your spirit. You're not coming back into this with like messy emotions, with resentment, with anxiety, with, you know, as much as that may be disappointing, and what I'm about to say too, earmuffs, you may actually be being guided to pursue other avenues romantically, knowing full well this may come full circle, but it's almost like you need to experience love with someone else to make you appreciate what it was you had together. And yet it's going to inform you on what you like and what you don't like, particularly your person. Your person might need to date around a little bit. And I know this is kind of unusual advice, but because the guidance is the Hermit card, that doesn't say to me, yes, you guys are getting back together right now. Eventually, sure, because you do have the Ace of Wands twice. You both have a match that could, you know, cause this like beautiful combustion of light in the sky, and that's kind of metaphor of like the star in the sky. But yeah, it's something about you both need to get out of your own way. You're both caught up in this headspace, and you're very much holding on to resentment and mental baggage of the past. The way to free yourself from this, though, is how understanding what thoughts are helpful to you, what thoughts serve you in a higher capacity, and what don't. What negative thoughts or behaviors or things you're telling yourself simply aren't true. It's weighing you down. It's like you're just trying to go and move forward, but you're carrying all this extra baggage. It's slowing down the natural progression of how this is supposed to be. Final advice or guidance for Aries. Final advice or guidance for my Aries out there. Wedding. The situation involves marriage. Yes, some of you are worried that you've lost your Capricorn or your Cancer because they already have a romantic suitor. And some of you are thinking that there's going to be marriage there. Particularly a Capricorn and a Cancer. Yeah, if one of those used to be your romantic partner, there may be talk of engagements, or maybe on social media you saw there was like a wedding ring or something like that. It could go a lot of different ways. This could also indicate that this is the person you want to marry someday. As I was saying, you saw them as like a very safe option. It's someone who you would come home to and like they would nurture you back to health. Again, after you kind of do your thing, Aries, you may come to realize that this person is actually the one you're meant to be with, or yeah, it's almost like what you thought you wanted wasn't actually what you needed, and you do come to realize that. With Judgment twice, there's important downloads, there's important insight, there's important knowledge that you gain by going through all these obstacles, all these events, by meeting all these people, because flat out, it does seem like you both have options. So actually, with that, I'm going to pull another card for you, because I feel like this was actually very much focused on your person. You know, I'm reading for everybody, but you got a lot of insight into where your person's at here. So for those looking to start anew, what is the advice or guidance there? Potentially with a Libra, and that is your divine counterpart. So some of you are definitely have eyes for a Libra. I would be careful with that though, because the Libra that, if this is making sense, that's coming up here is a hit it and quit it Libra. They're not looking for long-term right now. Yeah, they have a lot of baggage too, but they also might be really, it's funny, they're a hit it and quit it, but they're very clingy. They're something about mentally manipulative. Yeah, I don't know. Proceed with caution there. I'll take one more for that, but I don't like specifically a Libra. I don't know why I'm being called to say that, but yeah, there's a lot of, all right, so let's see. Then you have the Nine of Wands. Yeah, so they're a wounded warrior. They're on the defense, so they're very, I'm almost getting like multiple personalities or a duality, like Jekyll and Hyde. The way they lure you in and whatever they present you with, Aries, there's something about it and it doesn't have to be a Libra. I love my Libras out there. Something about this is calling to me to say Libra. But anyway, whatever this brand new person is, nothing we've covered here, brand new person, there's a chance, Ace of Pentacles, maybe it's an earth sign you're looking at. But yeah, they have a lot of mental baggage and something about they're always on the defense. They take things very personally. The way when you speak to them, they twist your words and interpret them in a way where you're like, what? That is not what I was saying. Like there's a lot. Yeah. And this person may try and convert you to their faith or spirituality or their religious view or their political viewpoints. With the Hierophant, they want a commitment instantly, but it's something like they want you to commit, but they want to play the field a little bit. Yeah, I don't know. This energy is kind of weird. Taurus and Libra energy. And Four of Swords, yeah, it's going to leave you at a stalemate. It's going to leave you at a standstill. And while you're in that stalemate, at that standstill, like, where do I stand with this person? I don't even know if I like them. It's a little bit weird energy. While you're kind of waiting to hear back from this person, this brand new person, you're thinking about your Cancer or your Pisces. The High Priestess is coming up. The one you're not speaking to, the silent woman, the other woman, so to say, and it can be a man. You understand that, right? The High Priestess comes up in your mind even when you're with this other person. And he or she, your High Priestess, is thinking about you too. Queen of Pentacles, yeah, Capricorn vibes again. Capricorn and Cancer is on your mind. Even when you try and escape them, there's something that keeps calling you back. I think you want a commitment with them. All right, anyway, let's pull some zodiac signs and wrap this up for my beautiful Aries. I feel like this was a reading for Cancer and Capricorn. Aries, you're overwhelmed by their energy, clearly. What zodiac signs want to come out in this reading? What zodiac signs want to come out in this Aries reading? All right. So you have Leo and Aries. All right. Might be dealing with that zodiac sign. It could also be strong in your chart. You have Pisces. We had tons of moon iconography as well as High Priestess. Capricorn and Pisces again. All right, guys, so that is what I got for you. Please do like, share, subscribe. Let me know in the comments below what resonates for you, Aries, and I will see you very soon for more tarot. Bye.